What's up, RT?
Hey, Nick.
You doing all right?
I'm here. I'm ready for another episode.
Good. Welcome back to Tough Men of Faith. You ready to get this going?
Let's get it going.
All right.
Yeah.
What have you been doing today?
I've been in meetings all day. Yeah.
Great. Nice.
How about you?
I've been working all day.
Hanging a lot of drywall?
Yeah, I did a lot of drywall today.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of patches. Yep.
It's actually one of the meetings I was in, something we want to talk about tonight.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't on I didn't know it'd come up in my meeting today, but it did. So
It's funny how that works out, isn't it?
It is. I was in a meeting, one of those that lasts several hours.
Yeah.
It was with just a lot of different pastors.
Okay.
It's rare that I get to meet with other pastors, but a couple older pastors there.
Yeah.
Run some ministries, and their ministries
You're
are
just
all
like asking for advice and stuff, or?
Yeah, it's kind of. It's
Okay.
more about helping revitalize some other churches and things.
Nice.
But these other pastors just came, and they call themselves cheerleaders.
Okay.
Um,
Great.
so they're in their 60s.
Okay.
You know, and so their core job of what they say their ministry is now is like trying to encourage other pastors.
Okay.
And one of the older gentlemen, he said, "Hey, I've been at this a couple years," and he goes, "My struggle is knowing how to help you guys."
Nice.
He said, "Because what I'm finding is you guys just quit.
Right.
Like you usually don't reach out to people and say,
Hey, I'm struggling.
man, I'm struggling."
Yeah.
Or if we reach out to you, it's like, "How are you doing?" So he's like, "Yeah, I'm doing all right." He goes, "Next thing you know,
Yeah.
we hear that you resigned."
Yeah. Next thing you know, your phone doesn't work anymore. And
Yeah.
Your church has a close sign on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, and so, it's this burnout amongst pastors. But then we started talking. It's not just pastors, right? Everyone has that.
Right.
And talking about that, it's not just a pastor problem, but that a lot of times when you check with guys, they just say that you're okay.
Yeah.
Right. So what we want to talk about tonight, even before I had that meeting today, you and I talked about.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple days ago.
We did. Checking in on your battle buddies.
Right.
We've talked a lot about you need to have a battle buddies, like people you're going through life with, people you're helping them, they're helping you. But then we've never just like specifically kind of pulled off and talked about what does it mean to check in on them.
Yeah. Yeah, because I do this a lot. I try to make it like a habit of doing it once a week or twice, or, once every 2 weeks or whatever. And then we kind of talked about it the other day, and I realized I had a couple of battle buddies that I just haven't checked in on in a while. Just, it's one thing to say, hey, hi, how you doing? How's things going? Oh, it's great. Life's getting better. But, you just want to call BS and say, hold on a second. Really, how's life going? How are things going? Are things getting better? Or,
When I told you, I said, I think you're really good at this.
Yeah.
But then I put a couple other topics we should cover in the future, and you said, no, I don't want to cover those.
Yeah, no, I'm not even good at those topics, but I'm okay at this one.
But this one, you do a good job at this one. So I wrote down a couple things that I think could be helpful.
Okay.
I'm the one that probably I don't do as good a job at this as I should.
Really?
So I'll read to you what I wrote down.
Okay.
Some things that I'm going to try to implement in my life, and then you tell me if these.
See, like even when I see you sometimes, I'm like, man, he looks like he's had a rough day, rough week, rough month. And
I look like crap today. I can tell because I walked in here and several people's like, "Man, you all right?" I'm like, I guess I'm not.
Somebody die?
No one even died today.
Right. So like I see you and I'm like, man, you okay? And oh yeah, I'm just fine. It's like, I call crap.
Yeah.
Well,
I knew it was bad because someone at a coffee shop asked me if I was okay.
Really?
Someone I didn't even know. So
they misspell your name.
They always misspell my name. So I just answered Archie, Artie.
Yeah.
Marty.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Marty's a good one.
Yeah, that's my youngest daughter. She calls me that.
Yeah, she's hilarious. All right.
Let me jump into this. So here's what I wrote down.
All right.
At least for me, like I think I need to make a list of who I should be checking in on.
Okay.
Like actually like write it down.
Like I can see this, for you because you're really busy, but like I only have 3 or 4 people that I share my feelings and things with.
Mm-hmm.
Not to make myself too vulnerable here.
Yeah.
So those are the only people I'm checking on too.
Well,
maybe I'm bad about it.
No, I don't. I think we're talking about like your inner circle here. So probably your 5 closest friends.
Right.
But let me expand on that a little bit further. So I'm making a list, but then I'm going to write down when's the last time I checked in on them.
Gotcha.
So not the last time, like you and I hang out. We play pickleball together. Right. All this manly stuff.
Yeah. Right. People say it's not manly until you take a whipple ball to the face.
Yeah, I haven't yet.
Things.
My wife took one to the face.
Yeah, she took one to the ear.
Right off my paddle.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when you can't hit your wife, you just hit her with a pickleball.
Yeah, that was not a good night. No, so like we talk, right? Because we do stuff together.
Yeah.
But then when's the last time I sat down with you and like, man, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? Like, how's your
job? We don't have like an in-depth conversation of how we're doing.
And really not like to not benefit me at all, but for the sole purpose of checking in on you as my battle buddy.
Yeah.
And so what I'm doing is I made this list on my phone of like some of my close friends that I should be checking in on.
Right.
And I'm just going to put like, when's the last time I've done that?
Okay.
So
maybe I'll do the same thing. I checked in on like 3 people today.
Yeah.
Just to see. And then one guy reached out to me and just on a whim, just checked in. Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah.
How are things going? I haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks. and kind of went through a couple of things, and he said, just want to check on these A, B, and C and see if anything's changed with those things. So
so my list, I'm gonna have some of my close people I know I need to be checking in on.
yeah,
And then I'm also going to put some people on a list that maybe aren't in my circle, but I don't know who's checking in on them. So let me explain. So today I had one of the pastors there shared. He's the pastor of just a really small church in a rural area, which can be a discouraging job, right? So
I'm sure.
you
see the same 10 people every week.
You see the same, handful of people, and a lot of them are families. So there's times when none of them may come to church,
right.
and he said I was just really discouraged one Sunday, and so I prayed about it. Then God just kind of encouraged me through Scripture. He goes, but then I started thinking, if I'm discouraged as a rural pastor, I bet there's other rural pastors around me who get discouraged as well.
Right.
He said, so I just looked them up.
Yeah.
And I think he sent Facebook messages or emails because he didn't have their contact info.
Yeah.
And just wanted to encourage them.
Nice.
And the responses he got back were just incredible because these guys felt encouraged that someone reached out to him.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make a list of people I should be checking in on. Of course, my close friends and things.
Right.
But then also like a circle of, are there other people in my sphere of influence that I should be
circle?
Yeah, that I could be checking in on.
Right.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being like a rural church of 15 or 20 people and nobody show up on a Sunday? I mean, that would be.
Yeah.
It might be disheartening when you get to work and we're supposed to have service at 10 o'clock
right.
and it's 10:30 and there's not a soul there but you.
Yeah, but I love those pastors because they're so faithful.
Right.
No one will ever know their name. Right.
Yeah.
Outside that small community, no one knows their name. Their churches are never going to grow large because there's just no one in the town.
Yeah.
But they faithfully preach there week after week to whoever shows up.
Yep.
And God sees that. But anyways, they need encouragement, right? And so you have people in your life who need encouragement. So I want to make a list of it. Okay. Second thing I'm going to try to do is specifically ask how they're doing. Yeah. Like in some certain areas of their lives. Like, hey, how are you doing? Like,
right.
How's your marriage going?
How are you doing in general? But hey, you were struggling with this, or hey, you've talked about this in the past. Is there? I mean, you and I just did that 15 minutes ago. It's just he said, hey, I mean, what do you think about your job? Do you love your job? Is there things what do you see yourself in the future? And it's like, wait a minute, finally somebody other than my wife to talk to about these things.
Right.
Somebody that I can say things to and not have to worry about hurting feelings. And
yeah. So here's my third thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask them how they're doing, and then this is a big one. I'm not going to let them lie to me.
Right.
So
because I'm really good at that part.
That's because you're a guy, right? So that's what you're going to do. So I'm going to say, Nick, how are you doing? You're going to be like, doing all right. Or maybe today is a rough day, but I'm doing all right. Yeah. So I'm committed to I'm going to write down when I'm going to do this. Yeah. And then I'm going to ask them how they're doing. And then I'm not going to let them lie. I'm going
to pry a little bit.
I'm going to pry. And then if they say they're fine, I'm going to call them out.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
And I'm doing it specifically for them, right? So
it's not. I don't want to know about your drama. I'm asking you about your drama because I need to be your friend and I need to be somebody that you can lean on. But I'm not doing it for myself to know about your drama. Yeah. I'm trying to be, a real friend. I'm trying to be your battle buddy. I'm trying to be the guy that you can lean on, or a guy that you can lean on.
Yeah, and part of the other thing I had under like that third point, like a sub point, is like asking them how they're doing specifically, so I can find some ways to specifically pray for them. Yeah. Right. To really know like, how can I pray for you? More than just praying for, hey, I hope Nick has a great day. Yeah. I hope work goes good. Like, what is it that you're really struggling with this week? What decisions do you have coming up at your job that you need God's wisdom for? So.
Yeah. Yep. And how many more people can we get, to help to push that, to help to pray for that? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know. We have one mutual friend that listens to the podcast that loves spreadsheets.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, like, once we say this, like, he's probably creating some spreadsheet that you can keep track of.
Yeah, he's probably starting that now.
Notifies you haven't talked to this person and ask them how they're doing.
He's actually doing it for himself. He's like, well, they haven't reached out to me in a week. Probably. Well, they haven't reached out to me in 3.5 weeks.
Or probably has a decision-making chart, like on that spreadsheet of, did they say they're fine? Then go to this point. Right. No, you're not. Tell me how you really are. Yeah. How did they answer that?
If you answered yes to this question, then go here.
Man,
good thing we don't call those people out by name.
Good thing. I just think this is important, right? So we said it's important to have battle buddies for your own life. It's about giving as well. So make sure you're giving back to your battle buddy and and asking them, how are you doing?
Yeah, for sure. Check in on them and push them to be, to push them to to open up and talk to you about, not just I'm fine, not just it's okay, but push them to open up a little more and go a little deeper.
Yeah. This has been good to talk about.
Yeah. Now we have to enact it and we have to make sure that we're doing it.
I already started.
Yeah, I did too. I got a few more to reach out to yet, but we're on our way.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
So we're getting ready to wrap up the season in a couple episodes.
Yeah, I think we got one or two left.
I think 2. We're gonna have one more next week, and then
it's funny. We come back last week and say, "Hey, we're back.
We're back."
And then this week we're like, we're back, but we're going to take a little break again.
Not a long break. And then I'm really excited about next season, some things we have planned.
Yeah.
We'll talk about next week.
I really can't wait. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. So. Anything else to add today?
I don't think so. Just make sure your battle buddies are good. Check in on each other.
Yeah.
We all need somebody to lean on.
Yeah. Are you still doing the social media fast like you talked about?
I am. Yeah. Okay. I think I've gotten on there a little bit, and just because there were some funerals and some things, and people put some arrangements and things like that on there. But I set like a limit thing on there to no more than 10 minutes or something. Just so I'm in and out, and it's actually been a really good thing for me because I'm not listening to everybody's crap. I'm just my immediate battle buddies.
That's
crap.
Right.
So,
there you go. Way to bring it back around.
Just their crap that I got to listen to, get to listen to.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today for Tough Men of Faith.
See you next time.